Welcome to the Sunday Morning Sumo Show. Today we're going to be taking a look at Oshoumi's September tournament, the one that earned him his first promotion into the top division of sumo. I make no secret of the fact that I have been a bit lax lately in regards to watching Juryo, so I had no idea as to the style of wrestler Oshoumi would turn out to be. Of course, I have the records on SumoDB and Sumo Stats, but I didn't really go digging into that side of this guy until after the tournament and in preparation for this video. His performances leading into September were mostly good. Aside from one tournament where he pulled out for 4 days, 2025 has been nothing but winning records for Oshoumi. By now, I think you guys sort of get the format of this. We're going to be taking a look at Oshoumi's September tournament in thirds, and hopefully by the end of it, we'll have a solid idea of what to expect from him in his top division debut. If you want to see a video like this about Oshoumi's top division debut after the November tournament, leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment telling me what you thought about the video. I'd really like to know. The opening 5 days of a basho are, of course, extremely important. We got some really good matches in our man's opening 5. Oshoumi started out strong in September. On day 1, he got into a heated back and forth belt battle with Kuroeho. Though Oshoumi doesn't really do much with the belt himself, he was still able to drive Kuroeho over the bales. Next, he fought up in top division against then debutant Hitoshi. Check out the related video I just released. This wasn't Oshoumi's first time fighting up in top division, so nothing of note there. The drive against Hitoshi was strong, to the point that Hitoshi really didn't have an answer for Oshoumi other than a throw attempt done out of panic on the back foot, which Oshoumi defends quite well. Day 3 has him fighting Daisei-san, another wrestler who's been trying to climb up the Banzake, and was also at the top of Juryo this basho. The fight opens up with a flurry of Oshi attacks that push Oshoumi back towards the bales until he dives in and gets a deep left-handed belt grip that he uses to bring Daisei-san coast to coast to the other side of the ring, and then over the bales. Day 4 presented Oshoumi with what I think has to be the toughest fight of his first 5. Against top division regular and former second division champion Nishiki Fuji, and out and out, this was a beautiful match. Right out of the gate, it looks like Oshoumi is going to be outworked by Nishiki Fuji in the Oshi battle. They disengage for a moment before getting right back into it, this time without the flurry of hands. Oshoumi leans back heavily against the bales and somehow stays in the fight. He does get his left hand on Nishiki Fuji's belt. Evidently, he feels like this wasn't good enough as he tries to slip his arm onto the inside. This, however, creates the opening that Nishiki Fuji needs to finish the match from there. It is a simple Yorikiri victory for him. The final of Oshoumi's opening 5 matches was against another Maegashira regular, the Henka Factory himself, Chiyoshoma. There is another opening flurry from these two, which ends with Chiyoshoma moving backwards. Oshoumi follows, and when they end up in the grapple, Oshoumi is the one that's driving forward with an outside right hand belt grip. There's a few half-hearted throw attempts from Chiyoshoma that Oshoumi works through, and soon that was that. Overall, a definitely solid opening 5 days. He absolutely seems to prefer Oshi to open up a match, a flurry of attacks. He seems quite strong compared to the guys that he's fought against so far, and he can definitely handle himself in a brawl. I quite like this guy, I think. So we kind of rag on Kageaki quite a bit on this show, but honestly, I really do like the guy. He's been in the salaried ranks forever, and while he's not much for the top division now, he's a fantastic yardstick to measure the new guys on. And until now, Oshoumi hadn't been able to get a win over this guy. Unlike previous matches, Oshoumi doesn't bother with the Oshi right out of the gate like he normally does. Instead, he gets deep into Kageaki's chest, his left hand on the inside. He fights for the right hand, but eventually he does give up the belt entirely to focus on just getting the other man over the bales. Tochi Taikai, who definitely has the biggest forehead in sumo, gives us a great fight, a quick back and forth brawl that ends when Oshoumi gets parried. Tochi Taikai steps back and to the left and pulls the other man to the ground. Unfortunate, but it does happen. Day 8 had him fight another up-and-comer from the Futogoyama stable, Mita. This was a great, quick, and brutal brawl with both men giving everything they had into this match, though I think the difference in size and strength between these two became quickly apparent. Oshoumi beat Mita back away from the center of the ring with great thrusting attacks and a solid forward drive, and soon just gets him over the bales. Butterboy did what Butterboy does and tries for a pull down on the back foot, circles around the outside of the dohyo. Oshoumi allows him to disengage, and then when Kaio does charge forward again, Oshoumi just gets a solid grip on the belt and uses that to bring Kaio back and then down. Day 10 saw Oshoumi pitted up against another Maegashira mainstay, Shishi. The two clash together, and out of the gate, Oshoumi looks like he's in the losing position with Shishi circling to the side. Definitely a dangerous position, hard to get out of, but incredibly, Oshoumi does. He fights, gets his own hands onto the belt, and then brings Shishi to the Torikumi and over the bales. This would secure Oshoumi his winning record and his promotion into the top division. And with 5 days left in the tournament, Oshoumi definitely is set to put himself in a great place for November. Things do start to turn sour for Oshoumi's basho here though. Of his final 5 matches, Oshoumi only gets one more victory. First, he fights against Fuji Seiyun. This is a quick match for sure, a solid charge followed by a bit of a scramble for the belt. Oshoumi does get a hand on the belt, but Fuji Seiyun pulls his arm and circles, getting Oshoumi off balance and then driving him over and out of the ring. His match against Tohakuryu was about as one-sided a match I've seen from Oshoumi this tournament. It didn't seem like Tohakuryu had any answer for Oshoumi's Oshi attacks. Oshoumi sealed the deal with solid fundamentals. Next, he was pitted up against the man who would go on to win the tournament, Asahakuryu. I think this is the first time this basho that I've really noticed Oshoumi really moving sideways out of the charge instead of meeting his opponents head-on with strong Oshi attacks. Those did swiftly follow, Oshoumi going on the offense. There is a moment when Asahakuryu turns Oshoumi around and then hits him with a brutal nodowa to create space. He lets go of this to get his left hand on the belt and his head underneath Oshoumi's chin. Oshoumi tries to counter with 2 inside hands on the belt, but he's far too upright at this point, and he's driven back over the bales. His match against Tsurugisho is somehow both a lot of fun and extremely disappointing at the same time. Oshoumi locks up with Tsurugisho, and he almost throws him at the edge, but the big man resists. Oshoumi brings Tsurugisho backwards, but that just leads him into a massive throw by the big man. His final match was against relative newcomer Hatsuyama, who made his debut in 2022. These guys open up with a massive charge, and from there we get to see a fast-paced and frantic match. Once again, we get to see Oshoumi have to deal with a nodowa, and it seems like he really has a problem with the guys that can get his balance up and back. They both almost lose balance at separate points in the fight, but it's a well-timed parry from Hatsuyama that sends Oshoumi to the ground. I love matches like these. Even though Oshoumi ended up losing here, it was still a great showing. And ultimately, that's really what we get from Oshoumi's tournament. A solid performance with a handful of really awesome matches. He's definitely strong with a solid set of fundamental skills. I definitely like the fact that he has a defined game plan in his matches. I kind of know what to look for when he fights in Top Div during our Kyusho tournament upcoming. Oshi attacks, reaching left-hand belt grip, and a bit of a weakness to the nodowa. While I don't necessarily think that he's going to blow the roof off his debut, I do think that he's going to put on a solid performance with 1 or 2 excellent matches in November. Thanks for watching the video, you guys. I'm really happy to get this to you so soon after the other video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this quick look at the newest addition to our top division roster. If you want to see a video about Oshoumi following the November tournament, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and comment. It all helps the channel grow. And if you want a chance to see these videos early, hop on over to our Discord channel. There's a link in the description below. That's everything that I have for you guys for today. Bye for now.